Welcome guys to a recap every single NFL team for the 2021 season. We're back in the AFC East with the Miami Dolphins, and you know, going back to that 2020 draft, you could have had Justin Herbert or you passed on Trey Lance, but you got Chua in 2020, and the thing is he really the dude for you in Miami? Is Chua gonna be really that dude in Miami? Because this is what his second or third year now. Is he really that good? But you look at the first game of the season. They have a 3-0 record. They beat Bill Belichick's Patriots. They beat the Texans. They beat the Ravens and the Jets, Panthers, and Giants. Apart from New England, the only team that they beat, which was a good team, was the Patriots. Apart from the Patriots, all the other teams that you beat, like the Jets, Panthers, Giants, and Ravens, were all bad. And New Orleans, like, they were all bad. They were a fucking dumpster fire. Like, Panthers, they were a dumpster fire this year. Jets were bad. You had the Saints, who were transitioning from the Drew Brees era. You had the Jets, had a rookie quarterback, but they were still the shit. Um, the the Ravens weren't that good either. Texans, they're in transition as well. Chua missed 4 games because he had an injury. Then, then you have Mike Miles Gaskin as a running back. When you could have had, then you could have addressed that in the draft. There's so many options you could have had in the draft, but you stuck with Miles Gaskin as your running back. In the offseason, you need to work on that. But one thing I want to talk about is that Brian Flores. I know that how much people he's trying to be the hero now. That he's like, oh my god, I'm trying to campaign for this lawsuit. The lawsuit, and I've said this before, the lawsuit is valid, but it's against the wrong energy. The wrong energy shouldn't be for somebody like for Brian Flores, because he's a fucking idiot and he's toxic in the NFL. You've got Chua, who has now had 3 offensive coordinators in 3 years. So how the hell is he going to be the dude in Miami when he's had 3 different coordinators under him? Like, he's got this one guy, Flores fires him, this other guy gets fired. It's a total mess in Miami. Like, how are you going to have a quarterback that is going to be stable when you have 3 offensive coaches that are fired in 3 years? But they have a 9-8 record in the regular season. They finished third in the AFC East. Their offensive line needs a lot of work. Austin Jackson, you had someone like an Austin Jackson was a bad investment, but that goes to having 3 offensive coaches in 3 years. Brian Flores just sucks as a coach, and that's the problem. It's not about why people's triggered why he didn't get the Giants job. The reason why he didn't get the Giants job is because he's not good enough. He's simply not good enough. Now the lawsuit, I agree with, because it's not the energy behind the lawsuit is valid, but it's against the wrong person. Like, you want to talk about coaches that should have had a lawsuit against the NFL. It should be like someone like a Todd Bowles or coaches like that have more valid reason than Brian Flores. But they fired his ass. But Chris Greer is still the GM. This is the 3rd time that Chris Greer is in charge of hiring and firing managers. So you get rid of one toxic person in Brian Flores, who was changing. He didn't want Tua to start as quarterback. He kept changing the quarterback position in 2021. You fire him, but you keep Chris Greer. How the hell does Chris Greer keep getting these jobs when you look at his track record in the draft? He could have had Justin Herbert in 2020. He could have had Trey Lance in last year. But you still want Chris Greer. This front office in Miami still wants Chris Greer as their fucking GM. And then they have on the off season. On the off season, they need a left guard, a right tackle, and a corner. They got Tyreek Hill, but I'm not convinced in Chua. Chua is not, in my opinion, the dude. In my opinion, um, if they got Justin Herbert 2020 or Trey Lance, they would be in a better position. Tua, it's not helped that he's had Brian Flores for 2 years, but is he the dude? Like, I know a lot of my Dolphins fans want him to be the dude, but do you really think he's going to be the dude, or are you praying he's going to be that dude? Because I don't think he is that dude. But the thing is, you got Mike McDaniels from the 49ers, who's an offensive coordinator who actually knows how to play offensive football. Instead of Brian Flores, who's a defensive-minded coach, and you look at his defense, and like, this guy is a defensive coordinator, Brian Flores. But his defense was fucking bad in 2021. Like, his defense was fucking bad. You had the signings in the offseason. You had Teron Armstead from the Saints. He came in as offensive tackle. You have Raheem Armstead, the running back for a year. You have Raheem Morset. He knows Mike McDaniels from his time in the 49ers. Cedric Wilson, wide receiver. Tyreek Hill from the Chiefs. Then you bring in Teddy Bridgewater. Then Chase Edmonds comes in with a running back. But ultimately, this franchise is just bad, toxic to the core, and they need Chris Greer is the luckiest man in Miami. Like, this is his third time of hiring a head coach, and the front office, the president of the Dolphins is happy that Chris Greer is hiring and firing these managers. Like, this is Tua's third season. Like, this is going to be make or break for Tua now. He's got an offensive coach now, so hopefully that, as Dolphin fans, you want to hope that Mike McDaniels gets the best out of Tua, because if he doesn't, then you're a couple years behind in that quarterback position, especially when you could have had Herbert 2020, you could have had Trey Lance 2021, or there's better quarterbacks out there that you could have had instead of Tua, but you decided to stay with Tua, and that's what it's going to be. Leave your guys' thoughts on the Miami Dolphins in the comments, and peace.